YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host TKK and we are back with another video, guys. I'm going to pray that my volume level is not too high for you guys, and if it is, I apologize, but I appreciate you for tuning into this video. As you can see from the title, this is going to be in regards to the Nintendo Switch. And while I would like to say that I'm not really one that does like console reviews, I won't carry much integrity if I actually said that, because the last console that came out, which was the PlayStation 5 Pro, I bought it and I actually did some review content. I didn't do a ton of it. It's kind of a niche like space on my channel, but I'm definitely into gaming. If you've followed me through my journey of making content this last 3.5 going on 4 years, then you would know that I'm pretty serious into the games, and they go hand in hand with the display content that I do make. So today is June the 5th, 2025. It is Nintendo Switch 2 launch date. I purchased a lot of products, like a full lot of things. I've got a whole combination of different things that I need to get unboxed, and I actually purchased 2 consoles. You know what? Let me go ahead and transition this so that we can take a look at the products, get right to this thing. All right, so facing you to the inventory, we've got a nice, healthy dose of product and merchandise for this, right? I purchased 2 of the consoles. The reason I got 2 is because I've got a family. What I have in mind is the fact that, you know, my son, he plays on his iPad a lot. And, you know, I think like someday he's just going to change and he's not going to want to play on an iPad. And I don't want to put myself in a position where we have to share a console. But I do have a wife, and so she does like to game. And like myself, she used to competitively game. She played Halo, I played Street Fighter, but I digress. That was a long time ago. For me, mid-90s, late 90s, early 2000s. For her, early 2000s. But she does like to get on the game and play. So we got 2 of the consoles. We bought there's this company called Nex. I bought a lot of these products from Best Buy. So a lot of the merchandise is from Best Buy. So above the consoles, we got this Nex. So NEXT, they produce this charger, right? This charge station that charges 4 of the Joy-Cons. Now, I bought 2 consoles. I didn't buy additional Joy-Cons because I don't need them. To the far right, you got the Nex Racing Wheel, which is a 2-pack. So it comes with this turquoise color and a red, kind of matching the Joy-Cons. And you pretty much put a singular Joy-Con, so a left and a right, into each wheel. And this is designed to replicate you being able to drive. So like Mario Kart. So I bought 2 boxes of those. So that gives me 4 in total. What that does is me, my wife, our daughter, and our son. Now, we've got a lot of kids. I have 8 kids. I've got 5 kids with her. I've got 3 kids from a previous marriage. And, you know, I pretty much, we have 2 small kids that are in the house with us now. And so I just wanted us to have a solid experience from that perspective, being able to drive the same way. Going down a little bit, let me see if I can actually pull these. We've got this performance grip, and this is something I just wanted to try out. This is from Nex also. It takes one singular Joy-Con, and it pretty much, from the aesthetic, looks like it gives it like a traditional control. Now, on the Switch itself, and we'll unbox this thing, it does come with something similar, which is actually shown on the box, using both Joy-Cons. But I think this might be something cool, this performance grip 2-pack. So I figured I'd pick one up and kind of try it out, see what it does, see what it feels like. We've got some storage. We've got a 128 card and also a 256. These are going to be micro SD Express. I went with SanDisk instead of the Samsung that has the Nintendo marking on it, because those are more expensive. And yeah, I believe that these will get the job done. Now, the consoles themselves are 256 gigs, so this should be adequate to get us together. We also went with some Nex Go travel case. This is not a sponsored video. This is just all accessories that I just happened to get. So I bought two of these. This works for the Switch and the Switch 2, but having two consoles, you know, we've already been doing some traveling and we will be doing more traveling. So I wanted to make sure that we were protected, right? Next also makes the screen packs. So the cool thing about this is it has two screens here, right? So I've got two consoles, two screens. And so got two Pro controllers. Now, these are going to be more so for me and my wife. Yeah, I don't expect to really let the kids touch these. I don't know why this thing is having a hard time focusing, but yeah, you know, you get the idea. You know what this is. And so this will put us in a position where we are going to have that traditional control aesthetic. The Zelda games, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, I believe. I haven't really dove into either of those two games. They do have some performance enhancements that you can pay to download. I think $10. So I'm interested in getting those because they actually run at 60 frames per second now on this hardware. And so I'm really excited about that. So again, having the Pro controller is definitely going to put us in a great position. I want to get you a little bit closer. Take a look at these amiibos. Okay, I'm not going to transition this, just going to roll you down a little bit. Yeah, so let's look at these amiibos. Now, I did pick up Street Fighter 6. This is the years 1 and 2, so it comes with all the DLC. This is the first time that Street Fighter has been on the Switch, or Street Fighter 6 has been on a Switch. And so got that as an option. So that's pretty good there. I'm excited to be able to play this because it does have crossplay. And so that's pretty awesome there. And along with that, they came out with a couple of amiibos. Why they decided not to go like Ryu Ken, I'm not sure, but they went with the newer roster. So got Jamie there. We've got Kimberly there, right? And then we also have Luke. I don't plan on opening these up. Maybe I will buy additional ones so that I can open. And I'm not an amiibo collector. It's just I don't really see I just don't see a need for me to have to open it up. And just to give you a look at that charging station, just so you can kind of see this thing right here. It's going to charge all four of those Joy-Cons. So put me in the best position where I'm good to take care of those Joy-Cons that I do have. And then of course the two consoles, we do have that. All right, so I basically wanted to give you guys an overview of like the lot of products that I have purchased. It's a pretty healthy lot. That's a really good option to have. So for me, I picked up the Tetris 2S game and the Street Fighter 6. Those are the Switch games I got. As you can see, both the consoles that I got are the Mario edition. Now, I don't know all the details at this point right now about like the game share and things like that, but I have two digital copies. I'm pretty much going to assign each one of these consoles, one to me, one to my spouse. So we'll have two legitimate copies. And so, you know, that appears to be a game that I think that me and my kids will be able to enjoy playing a lot. In addition to me already having the two Zelda games that I mentioned, and I'm going to pay for the upgrades on those so that I'll be able to, you know, take advantage of playing those on like my main TV. Like this, one of these consoles is going to, and I'll show you in this video where it's going to go. It's going to go on my 83-inch G4. Already got a space put out perfectly for it. So really excited for that. So what we're going to do is go ahead and unbox one of these consoles, and we're going to have some fun with this video. Timestamps are already there if you haven't already taken notes of that. This video is probably going to have a little bit of depth to it. So you know, just carry on with it and chime in the comment sections down below. All right, let's start with the quick unboxing of the Nintendo Switch 2 console. All right, so move over a couple of these different products, and I don't need to open up both of these. Just make sure we can see here. Great. Okay. Crack this on open so we can get this thing set up. Immediately we got the left Joy-Con Right Joy-Con, left Joy-Con. Ooh, I love the size increase. I can already tell. Oh yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. No, the Mario game is digital. It's a digital code. Got scratch off of that, so that's not showing anything. Have lady here get this all situated. Then this box got an HDMI cable. We've got straps for the Joy-Cons, color coded to match up to that. It's beautiful there. We've got a USB-C to USB-C cable. So unlike the original Switch, they have separated the two. I don't know what the wattage is. Nice heavy Nintendo brick. If I want to focus in, but nothing to specify what. You can kind of see the logistics of it right there. But yeah, so we got that there. This is that included grip, similar to the first Switch. We can put the Joy-Cons inside there to give it more of a classic, control feel, and that may be fine. But again, the reason that I purchased this product here was just in case, like my daughter, she not an avid gamer, so we'll see what works out best for her. And then we're gonna have the dock. Now, I haven't watched any Switch content. I keep myself off the internet. Okay, dock is very interesting. You've got two USB-A connections on the left. Does it open up? Yes, it does. Back comes off. You've got a HDMI Ethernet built into it, as well as that USB-C. So nice, man. I like the aesthetic of this thing. Like the feel of it too. Easy to take off too. You got Switch 2 there, so just give you a good look at that thing. All right, so it's pretty cool. So it's unboxing of the Switch 2. And we're gonna go ahead and get these Joy-Cons connected to it. So, oh man, that's nice. That's really good. There's a button on the back. You just hold that and it pulls it right off. But yeah, that just clamps right on there. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, this is a nice size screen, man. Huge, huge. I haven't turned it on yet, and I'm not gonna do that yet. I'm gonna go ahead and get a screen protector put on this, and then we'll go ahead and get through setups and things like that. But this is nice. Big screen, not OLED, but Joy-Cons are bigger. I feel like the buttons are larger, which was kind of a big issue that I personally had with them. And then you don't have the rail system anymore. So like I said, that connection option is pretty cool. Similarly, that's how it works on these too. So it's just kind of magnetic on this charger. Goes right on there, and with this you can just kind of pull it off. So that's pretty awesome there. I'm liking this so far, man. All right, we're gonna continue with this full experience. Now that we've got the screen protector installed, turn this thing on. I've got some reflections here definitely because I got plenty of light down below. The screen doesn't look bad. Any audio from here? Here's the ignorance for me not even inspecting that. Okay, audio's right over here. There we are. Screen looks pretty good, man. Does not look terrible. Larger screen size is great. I mean, I really love the OLED model, obviously, because it was larger than the base model. In fact, hold on one second. All right, and I wanted to get my OLED model in there. And don't get me wrong, I don't have the Switch 2 set up. This isn't about comparing colors or anything, because there's obviously nothing playing on the left, but just that size comparison, the OLED being larger than the LCD Switch. So going to the Switch 2, having that more immersive experience with a larger screen while it's not OLED, very much so welcome. Just from initial impressions, just picking up the OLED Switch. I haven't picked this thing up in quite a while, and just even feeling the Joy-Cons and such. I guess I'll timestamp this kind of like a comparison, you know, from that perspective. Analogs are larger, buttons look to be larger. Joy-Cons are definitely bigger because the screen's bigger, and they do match up with the overall aesthetic of what the tablet size is. So while it's not an OLED, all those other things that I just mentioned are welcomed improvements. All right, so not an OLED screen, but pretty nice and vivid, man. Some pop here on this red, and I don't think the camera is going to do it any justice. I am very well satisfied with this. Of course, right next to a Switch OLED, the black levels, just the purity of that contrast is definitely noticeable, but so far looking pretty good from a handheld perspective. Of course, this is a console that allows you to be able to play in many different ways. You're able to go portable with this. So having something portable with better sound, audio, better controls that are connected to it, larger controls that are more comfortable, and, you know, more graphical fidelity is definitely what was a part of the wish list for me personally. Okay. And then connecting this to, you know, OLEDs. I have OLEDs all around my situation. So pretty good from there. But, you know, I just did the transfer. I didn't have a lot of content to transfer from my OLED Switch because I didn't have much on it. But, you know, going online, this was the first thing I seen. And I said, wow, it was actually just had a very good pop to it. Looks more red than, you know, the red on this SanDisk. But yeah, but I just wanted to offer some talking points to that. Again, initial impressions. All right, rise and grind. It's a new day. Got the kids all off to school, and I have been playing around with my Switch 2 console. This thing is beautiful. I spent last night after I got done filming this, as I said, it's a new day, just kind of getting the console set up with a couple of different titles. Got Mario Kart World on there, got the GameCube option going on there. Odyssey, went ahead, got it updated because it does have like newer content that you can play with the game. Some Super Mario RPG, Zelda, got both the updates. What I did was I went ahead and paid for the Nintendo Switch Online plus the game expansion for the family. Just came out to be better, so I didn't have to spend the $10 for the update for these two titles right there, as well as it gives me access to all of the classical games. Now, what I wanted, or the classical platforms, what I like to do is try to see if I can get some of those controllers, because I think that's going to add a lot of fun and value. Mario Kart World, while I haven't played it this morning, my son did get some game time in playing that, so that's pretty cool. And this is a game, this Puyo Puyo Tetris. I've been playing some Street Fighter, and I just gotta say, I got the Capcom ID set up. I'm Ken, Mr. Christian on here, so definitely going to be getting this all situated. As I said, the Switch is going to go on my main TV. We'll get that going in a transition or two, but definitely not a title that I would play with Joy-Cons. They're not designed, in my opinion, for like fighting games. I'm sure there will be some type of like third-party options going forward that you can utilize, but this is why like a Pro controller is essential, and I already have an arcade stick in position for me to use this. But just initial impressions on like just being able to play this game on here is freaking awesome. It's awesome. Now I can already tell you that I can see where they're maybe like a Switch OLED 2 coming in the future, because we do got some black borders here. There's something I did want to speak about. I can already see it. OLED screen, 100% screen utilization, because we do got black bars there. But I'm not personally having any issues with like contrast ratio in terms of what I'm seeing using this from a handheld perspective. You're just so focused on like the actual gameplay, me just being able to play Street Fighter, which is something that I love. It's really enjoyable. Now, as I said, this isn't a title specifically that I would play with Joy-Cons, but being able to holster this thing, like kickstand it, I'm sorry, and, you know, using like my arcade stick or Pro controller is a really good experience, man. So again, I'm more focused on like the performance, and just being able to play games like this is going to be really good on the go when we are traveling. All right, it's time to establish some TV connections. So first, start by showing you we've got the Switch now connected to my TV stand. To the right, we've got the PS5 Pro. I gotta put it back down there, but that thing is nicely tucked right there. And I think that's where the magic is going to really happen. So now we got to connect it to, I want to say this is an all about TKK moment where I can kind of bridge the gap into different things that I'm into, which is what my channel is really about. So this is an 83-inch LG G4. This is the largest TV you could buy last year in 2024. Of course, we're 2025. They've got a model called the G5, some different technologies there. But this one was the first 83-inch and the only 83-inch to feature micro lens array, or MLA. I digress. A great TV, and it has held the main space. But now I have the Switch 2 console connected using the dock to Denon receiver that I've got there. This does feature a couple of ports that do output or pass through 4K 120 with high dynamic range. And so right now I'm just going to go through doing like just a quick screen setup for HDR, because I was prompted to adjust this so that I could take full advantage of like contrast and brightness and things of that sort. Also, just want to point, I really love the fact, I don't think I spoke on this yet, that the Switch 2 has 2 USB-Cs having the dock connected. It made it really easy having a port on the top for me to just be able to plug in my Pro controller, which this thing feels so good. This is a really, really good design. I don't want to take anything from Xbox, because obviously it has that blueprint there. But this is a really clean aesthetic, and it feels incredible. It just really does. So let me go ahead and just get this actual display set up, calibrated, soft calibrated, and we'll proceed. All right, so got the console set up, and man, let me tell you, I like the Pro controller, just using the D-pad. You know, I can just get my movements going. I don't know if there's anything they can really do with the Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons, but to really increase the D-pad. And I think a lot of it has something to do with the fact that it's like 4 separate buttons for the D-pad. I don't know, but this thing, again, I can't recommend this enough, 100%, especially if you're playing any fighting games. But the totality of the experience that I'm getting playing this, not even trying to break down like graphical fidelity or anything like that. For me, it's really good using this on a large display, playing something like this that I'm familiar with. I don't have any consoles currently in the living space. The PlayStation 5 Pro plus this will be kind of like, you know, what's going to sit in this area. And so I'm excited to have this here. Now, big thing for me is going to be playing games like Mario Kart World, Puyo Puyo Tetris with the family. Again, family time. Just, hey, we're done eating. We got some seats around the area. Just being able to play is pretty good. I just really quick did want to test to see if my arcade stick can work on this. All right, so I've got this really cool arcade stick from a company, 8-Bit Do. I featured this on the channel. I'll try to card in the review I did where I did some mods on it. I changed out the stick and the buttons, put some sound with buttons in it. But this is wireless. Unfortunately, unable to get it to connect right now. This thing is really cool. It's got rubber feet onto it. So if you've got a flat surface, it's got a little door, pocket door here where you can hold the USB-A dongle that it comes with, and it's got a USB-C connection in there. But as I said, I've have no success getting this connected right now. So I've got to fact find and figure some things out, because this for me will be optimal, being able to enjoy playing Street Fighter. And it's got that traditional old school NES aesthetic. So this is a really cool product that I really do like. And I'm hoping that I can get this working on the Switch 2 console. I don't currently have my Switch OLED paired to this, so I'm not sure what the opportunity is, but that's another discussion for a different day. I think we're ready for some conclusions on this video. Okay, so let's bring some conclusions to this, where I can just kind of summarize like what my experience has been like. Of course, this is day 2, so now we are on the 6th, and ironically, it's my son's 24th birthday. So happy birthday, Lex. I've already spoken to you, but to give you a little bit of piece of the pie on the video, Switch 2 is pretty awesome. We've got the second box here that I've got to get open. I'm going to let Lady Hera get this all set up and everything. And it's a pretty interesting console. Initially, depending on how much of the OLED model that you might have used, you feel like Nintendo has taken a step back by way of display. They definitely have. What I didn't do on camera, I did do on camera, but I've decided that I won't be like putting that content because I just got to ranting too much. You really appreciate the fact that this screen looks so much better than the original Switch. So the original LCD model versus this, oh my gosh. Not only increase in size, but the brightness, black levels look way better, right? But if you set this new Switch 2 next to the OLED model, yeah, you do definitely, especially if you're a display whore like myself, someone who prides themselves on having like top-notch display, definitely something that, you know, you will miss from the portable perspective. But again, you get the dock, you got an OLED display at home, like I just showed you. My G4 is what I'm going to be using. I don't know where we're going to dock this other one. It can go on the other LG that's downstairs. It can go on the A95L that's downstairs. So I've got options, but being able to play on a larger display with OLED is definitely going to be definitive. Still, to the point of actually utilizing this is great. I won't be getting rid of my OLED Switch, though it's kind of a gift and a curse. While I don't do things like play fighting games like Super Mario RPG, JRPG, you know, type of strategy games like that, really cool to be able to still play from a portable perspective where it's not going to be so demanding on the thumbs. Now I say that because the Switch 2 has larger analogs, and just the Joy-Cons just invite you to want to play for longer holding it. This iteration does not. Now, there are attachments that you can buy, and I bought a couple of those attachments, and they do work really well. And so, again, I won't be getting rid of my OLED Switch, so it's not something that I traded in. I'll still be using it for certain titles, but there's a lot of games that I definitely won't be playing on that just because the graphical enhancements. So I didn't play Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. And so now I'll be experiencing those on the Switch 2 on a larger display with a Pro controller. And so I think that's going to be most definitive. Price might set some people off. This thing comes in at $450 or $500 with the Mario Kart 8 bundle. This is definitely the better option to go with, in my opinion. I think Mario Kart 8, but Mario Kart, the tour game, Mario Kart World. The Mario Kart World game is going to invite you definitely to get a great entryway into what the console has to offer. And of course, there's going to be a lot of, fun factor that you can have in terms of if you got a family like myself. I'm pretty excited to get it set up. Next weekend is Father's Day weekend. Got a trip, but so I'm going to be traveling with both of the Switch consoles. And so the four of us, that I spoke about earlier in this video, will definitely be utilizing this thing. So overall, it works out best for me. I'm a pretty meticulous person. Like, I know what I'm looking for when I go to buying into technology. What decision would be best for you? I'm not sure, but I shared as much about myself in this video to make it more intimate to try to help you to make a wise decision instead of just making this, full of me talking tech jargon and stuff. I wanted to personalize this video a little bit. So I opened the forums up for you to leave some constructive criticism, what you thought about the video. I'm still figuring out this camera. This is a new Sony combination, and I'm trying to learn to shoot it manually. And so there's some technical things with this camera I got to figure out with the focusing, the auto focusing. I've already looked back at some of the earlier transitions of this video to see some opportunities. So going forward, the content will be better. For those that follow me for display, the next video should be a revisit on the Bravia 8. We do have this TV actually right next to me. You hear me tapping it? That's what I'm tapping. So I've got to, get some more content shot for that before I move that to the wall in my bedroom. I digress. Thank you for tuning into this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, thumbs up. And if you didn't, get to typing. Yeah, use those Twitter fingers. Tell me what you thought I could have did better. And, if it's constructive, positive, and it makes sense, then I'll work for that to be the thing going forward. Catch you on the next video. Peace, God bless, and as I always say, max love.